welcome to my channel Asitgets, and today I will be talking to you guys about the forgotten history of Caulbearers, so stay tuned. First, I'm going to describe a Caulbearer to you. A Caulbearer is a baby that is born with a piece of their placenta on their face, kind of like a mask. People throughout history has called it a veil. Now, Caulbearers are not to be mistaken from in-call-births. In-call-births are babies that are born within their placenta sac. Like the whole thing is not detached, it's not torn, but they are born within their placenta sac. I will talk a little bit about in-calls before I get into Caulbearers so that you can kind of know the difference. In-calls are different from Caulbearers. However, throughout history, people have believed that in-call babies are marked and known to have a pretty good life. They, like, when you're born as an in-call, you usually have a pretty, fruitful life. You don't really go through too many hardships. They like to also call them the bubbly babies. They're happy babies. Now, Caulbearers, on the other hand, I wouldn't say that they have a bad omen on them, but throughout history, a lot of people had different thoughts on the Caulbearer. Some cultures looked at a baby being born behind a veil as being a blessing, a good omen. This baby will have gifts. This baby will be able to communicate with the spiritual realm. While other cultures such as the early Christians or the Europeans, I'm not gonna try to that's what it was, but they thought that a child born with a veil was demonic. Now, Caulbearers and in-call births are very rare. You will usually see only one in 80,000 births, and that's not even narrowing down to just one place. That's all over the world, and that's including in-call births. Therefore, a Caulbearer birth, there probably is a chance of 1 out of 800,000. It's even more rare than in-call births. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys that I myself am a Caulbearer. If you've been watching my channel for all these years and this is new to you, I never spoke on Caulbearers. I never came forth and said I was a Caulbearer. Simple fact, because it's something very personal to me. To be honest, if there wasn't a older nurse in my room when I was born, I would have never known I was a Caulbearer. My mom, my parents, they would have never known that I was a Caulbearer. My family doesn't know anything about a Caulbearer. It's just that when I was born and the nurse seen the veil on my face, she told my mom, hey, your child is a Caulbearer. And when I turned 21, I believe, that's when my mom came out and told me. She said, I don't know anything about Caulbearers, but it's something for you to find out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a journey for you to take to figure all of this out. Now, most cultures look at Caulbearers to have many gifts and are messengers in order to aid in the growth of humanity and give insight. Most Caulbearers are loners or shunned from society, and yeah, I know what both is like. I'm definitely a loner. Yeah, and yeah, I know those feelings all too well, to be honest. Now, I'll have to say one thing I've noticed in the past when I first found out I was a Caulbearer, there was little to no information on Caulbearers. You might find a couple of websites, but there was nothing. But I have said, since finding out and today, I'm finding that there's more and more information online. I put some links down below for you guys to read and search deeper for yourselves. I'm not going to sit here and say every little thing. You're just gonna have to find out for yourself. Also, there's a book that I found that helped me tremendously. Like, oh my goodness, when I read this book, I felt this book. Like, oh my gosh, you're basically describing what I've been through, my childhood, blah blah blah. Like, all of it makes sense. And if you're a Caulbearer watching this, I used to be in a Facebook group full of Caulbearers, and I don't know if you guys are still watching my channel, but if you're still watching, then I highly, highly, highly suggest you order Beyond the Veil by Shannon Lee Wolf off of Amazon. I'm not sponsored for this. I'm just saying, like, this really helps. Like, even if you're on a spiritual journey or you're a light worker, I definitely suggest, you reading this. It has a lot of spiritual insight in this book. Now, like I said, throughout history, many different cultures had different feelings about Caulbearers. I'm going to correct myself if I'm wrong, but I believe it was Queen Elizabeth, one of them over there. She literally ordered everyone to kill babies that were born with a veil. Many cultures felt like Caulbearers were a threat to people who use magic in higher places. Therefore, they would literally kill the babies. They would literally kill Caulbearers and burn them. I'm pretty sure you guys remember the history of the witch hunt trials. Well, a lot of those trials were people who were Caulbearers. They weren't practicing magic, but hey, they were very much in tune in the spiritual realm, and certain cultures just put all that stuff in the same pot and just label it demonic, and it's really not. Like, there's nothing demonic about being born with a veil. If you ask me, we are literally here to balance out the negative energy and the positive energy. A lot of Caulbearers notice that they deal with spiritual warfare. I know for myself. You know my channel, and I'm no stranger to spiritual warfare, and I really do believe me being born with a veil is just a sign. Like, this is your life. You were called to live this life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not getting started on it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just I see it as a sign for me. Now, no two Caulbearers are the same. Every Caulbearer has their own set of gifts. The reason why I call Caulbearers the parents of Indigo children simple fact because Indigo children, this term is still relatively new. It's been around for about maybe 8 to 10 years, but Caulbearers has been around for centuries. It's just that the term and whatnot was wiped out of the history books. A lot of cultures believe that even Jesus, Buddha, Moses, they were Caulbearers. I'm not trying to say like, oh, I'm on the same level as them, praise me. Like, definitely not. Like, I'm here for my own journey and calling and destiny and whatnot. And it may not have nothing to do with y'all. It might be just meant for you guys to watch me go do it. I don't know. Like I said, every day is a journey, honestly. Every day is a learning experience. I'll be ignorant to sit here and act like I know everything and I have everything figured out. Yeah, I'm still working on or learning how to better control my gifts. Like I said, every Caulbearer is different. Therefore, no two Caulbearers will have the same gifts, callings, instruction, your way of putting out a message may be different than mine, or your message may be different from mine, like a whole nother topic. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to cover this over here, and I got this over here. If you ask me, honestly, everyone is here for a reason. Everyone has their own set of gifts. So even if you're not a Caulbearer, I would, like, even if you're not a Caulbearer, I would say read this book because it'll definitely help you try to learn your gifts and your calling and who you are. Like, I highly suggest, if you want to, progress on your spiritual journey and level up, have an open mind and read this. I feel like everyone could relate to this. Like, if you're in touch with your spiritual journey in all of that stuff, metaphysical stuff, like, definitely read this book because I think you'll find something in here that can help you progress along your journey. Yeah, I hope I didn't talk in circles. I'm trying to think of anything else I want to say about this. Like I said, the links are down below in the description box. You will find a lot more information down there than what I'm telling you. I literally just scratched the surface for you guys. So please, please, please check out the description box and read those articles so you can become aware of it, because yeah, we've been out here. We've been erased from history. So I call Caulbearers the grandparents of Indigo children. These Indigo children, this is the new wave. They're gonna help progress our shift. You know what I'm saying? Basically finish what the Caulbearers started. I'm not gonna get too deep in it. Like I said, do your research. Read this book. If you read this book, a lot of what I'm talking about, you're gonna be like, oh, like, I don't want to talk too much because I don't want to bring too much attention to myself. I don't know who's watching. They're still hunters, I guess, but it's like, I can't live in fear. You know what I'm saying? As long as I follow my path and do what I'm supposed to do, I'm gonna be okay. But that ain't gonna stop nobody from trying. But I'm gonna be okay. Yeah. I guess I'll see you guys next week. If you like what I said, leave a thumbs up or a comment. If you have any questions, if you feel like I did not answer any questions, or if you want to learn more about it, do not be afraid to ask questions. I will definitely answer them. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.